Welcome to the Dutchman's Woodchuck, where dust mites abound. Huh. Anyway, thank you for all the people in the past that have been watching me. Greg, Mary Pat, Wade, a lot of people in there that I want to thank you for. Now I'm up at 286. Awesome guys, thank you very much. Appreciate it for subscribers. Couple of things before I start out here. One is I need content. I need you to tell me what you would like to see me make, or question and comments about anything I'm doing. You can always leave me a message. I can do side by side too. So if you want to be part of my guests, love to have you as guests. We can talk stuff. We can talk shop. We can talk whatever you want to talk about. Hopefully here, the fall is coming up. Pretty soon the holidays are. I'm going to be doing contests. So we'll see it from there. And challenges. I love challenges. Seems like a lot of people out there don't like challenges. But anyway, so what I'm doing now is, remember yesterday there's a board. I was doing a bowl before my camera quit on me. Well, there's the bowl. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some really quick imperfections on here. Maybe. What I did here, where is it? Can't even find it. There was a split right here. And what I did is I put some Gorilla Glue in there. You can't even tell it's there, right? Well, it didn't go all the way through, but it was deep enough that I was afraid when I was going to do any more gouging or sanding that would do a number on it. So I got that taken care of. That worked out pretty good. I'm still working a little bit, but it turns out pretty good there. The only imperfection I had other than that is right there, and I chose to leave it that way, so we're fine. I don't know what kind of wood this is. I thought it was live oak, but it's an oak. I just don't know what. There's an imperfection there. I don't know what that is. And a little bit of a crack there, but it doesn't go through. So now, you see the grain is really tightly packed in there. This is what I like about oak. And it's got like a ripple effect. It's almost like if you're in the water, did the ripple, you know. Now since I'm going with, I think this is the pith, I'm not sure. There was a chunk out of a big tree, so I don't know how much, but what I'm doing here is on this back side, there's a little bit of some bumps right there. So I'm sanding those down. I'm using 80 grit. Now the other thing is too, you notice this lid here, right? So I've got to figure out a different way to hook this up, but this lid sucks all the sawdust down. So I'm going to turn it on here in a minute. Hi William, how you doing? Nice to see you there. Welcome to the Dutchman's Woodchuck. I really appreciate that. Spanish? No, I don't. English? I don't speak Spanish. Very little. Okay, so now, as you see, it's sucking. Watch when I'm turning it. I don't know if you see it or not. Sawdust is going in there. So now that was 80 grit. This is 120 grit. Sawdust is going in there. Now what I want to do after that little some I do. Some right there. Some of this I can take off with a palm sander. So this is one. This is 320. See now, you see it? It's going through here. Well, the idea is to have something here that'll suck into. You want to keep the dust in the minimum around here. It really gets. I've got that going, which is up here. There's a air purifier. That's going. So now I'm doing the inside. Okay, so now you see these rings right here. Now, it's not enough for me to take my tools to. So what you want to do is try and use sandpaper when you can. That one's going shot. So this is 80 grit. I'm mainly concerned more about these right here. The other thing is you want to make sure that you don't over sand if you burn it. Now this is where you got to know your wood. Sometimes it's really light wood. So what I did is I polished it up a little bit. I didn't use 400 grit yet, but you can see right there is a little bit. In here is pretty good, actually, it's changed. But when you get into, usually when you get into sanding, there's always going to be little burrs in here, and there's some on the outside here. Just barely, right on here a little bit. You can feel it, right here, right in there. See that? But that I usually take and I use a palm sander for that because it gets it out for you. Well, who do we got out there, guys? We got William, we got Ocan, Secan, Just. Oh boy, we got a lot of people from out of the country. Welcome. Thank you for watching me, guys. I really appreciate it. Okay, so, and I am Dutch, by the way. My relatives live in Holland. Lunsmeer. Okay, so, what I did with this, now I've got pretty much where I want. So there's a rough spot in here. But this rough spot I'm going to take off. I can either do this, or I could do this. And usually that's what I do. Now I have to change this out. This is like 400 or 2,000 grit. A lot of times I'll do that afterwards. Okay, so now the trick here is I need to take the spindle off. And what I'll do is, and I've got it on the chuck now. That's good. Eventually, what I'm going to do is take this, turn it around. I've got another plate, a face plate that I use that I could cut the tenon I have in here off. I'll do that later. I'll show you this, but I'm gonna have to put you over here because I gotta take that out there. Now I'm going to use this CI5 easy wood tool, long handle, with a carbide tip, and actually I need to take and change it probably, but I love these carbide tips because you can change it, but it's long. Now, I'm going to do this. There you go. Now the idea here is I can take and burrow this out a little bit more because it's rough and smooth it out more when I'm closer. So let me change this up a little bit. I don't know if it'll stay here, but well, that's okay. But see, now, when I was turning, one of the things that happened to me is this. And it's the weak spot. And you got to be really careful. What I could have done is taken this here and cut this off with a Dremel tool right in here, and then I still could have kept going. And technically, I could still keep going if I put that in there like that, but I don't want to. So, yep, I'm through with that for right now. So what I'm going to do, back to this. Okay, so now I got that all pretty much where I want it. You see that? Pretty clean, right? Now, I do have somebody that comes and inspects these before I finish it completely. But, okay, so the idea here is to get this as flat as you can. Now I can put it on my drill press and sand it, with a sanding disc. I got a bunch of them. You never can have not enough. I always end up making bowls that have oddball creations in it. Now, I've got a curve in here. That's another thing. Trying to get something to sand this curve off in here. Unless you do it by hand, that's kind of hard too. I've got sanding knobs or bowls, or whatever you call it, you stick in here. I've also got this. This greatly helps. I got two of them. So there's a bigger one and there's a smaller one. So now, what I usually do is I go like this. Now, see, this is pretty good. I love using these things. They're simple. You can buy these pretty much at any woodworking store or order them online. This one too. It's a smaller version. They work out really good. You can get in here tighter. This one gets a little bit like this, but if I wanted to use this, I could use this and get in here like this. Better. You see? See, if I was to do it this way, you can see it? Yeah. So, great tools to have. If any of you out there want to buy a lathe, alright, if any of you want to buy a lathe, hit me up. I'll show you how it's done. I'll show you what you need. Because there's a bunch of stuff you need. Alright? Sorry about that. Hey Chief, what's going on, buddy? Okay, so if you're ever going to buy a lathe, this is what you get. Alright, you basically get this stuff. You don't get this. Alright, you don't get anything extra. So, including the tools don't come with it. Alright, so you're looking at average $300 to $500 for halfway, for an intermediate, beginner intermediate one. You don't need to buy a $1,000 lathe to have a good time with it. I got this years ago. It was actually given to me for doing the demo for Craftsman Tools, but it was $500 off the showroom floor. It's a good tool. Recon, or tool maker Recon makes it, so it's good. The tools I got here, now you could get a kit of 8 tools, chisels for about 80 bucks. Just nothing expensive, just good. When you get into the point where you're getting better each time, you can get these, stuff like these are the 3 tools that I was showing you in this. These 2 are $80 a piece. $80 a piece, alright? But you have to figure out what you want to do. So, take classes or go join a Turner's Club. I belong to one. It's a really good club. And they're always open to showing people. If you're in Batavia, Illinois in a couple weekends from now, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, I do a Farmers March / art show. It's from 8 to noon. And I show people over there. I'll bring some stuff and I'll show people how I do my own bowls. At the same time, there's a group of guys that are in my woodworking club. They have their own booth there too. So we're always, chit chatting and having a good time. But I also like to show people on here. If there's a question or comment you guys want, just let me know. Bug me. I love to talk shop, so especially if you want to learn how to do this. Okay, so now the other thing I got to do here, since I've got pretty much where I want it, is I got to take my air hose here. Now, when I did that, some of the little dots in there, see, they'll show up. That's not bad. Right here. Now, so the tack cloth works to a point, but there's dots here. Or the little birds. And this one's really good. This piece of wood is really good. I've never had a problem with it. There's always that kind of, wherever that wood came from, I don't have really much left. I think I got that from Kirkland Sawmill, now that I think about it. Okay, so excuse me. The thing I got to do now is this. Okay, you see this? That's a tenon. That's going away. Oh, how do I do that? Well, you take this off, these teeth off, and there's another set of teeth that go up bigger. It's almost the size, it's about 11 inches. It goes on here like this, you clamp it down like you would normally this, and what happens is, now I can gouge this out, right? Or cut this. And if you didn't have that plate, you could also cut it off. And what I've done in the past when I didn't get the plate, I've actually cut this off with a spindle. So I made a jig in here. I made basically a round piece, and it would fit in there like that. And then I would have this on the other end, and you could take a saw blade. Well, you could actually whittle this down to a little spindle, and then take a saw blade to it. There's ways of doing it when you first learn. When you don't have all the tools, you gotta kind of wing it, or wood it in this case. But that's what you got here. Now you see there's an imperfection there, right? So what you want to do is see if it moves. Yep, see that? Moves. So, what do? You can put glue in this. Believe it or not, Gorilla Glue. It's not going to come apart, but you can put Gorilla Glue in this. You can open it up a little bit, like that, and put Gorilla Glue on it. And it'll soak it. You move it around a little bit. Just don't get it carried away. It'll be fine, and nothing will happen. The only problem is you have to worry about expansion and contraction. And usually when I do stuff like that, I usually let it set. So that's the other thing I'm working on is tabletops. Okay, so tabletops. I'm trying to get these off. Now, it is kind of crooked, as you can see. It didn't come out quite exactly the way I wanted it, but I run this to the thickness printer. So, that'll be the next thing. This one's the same way. Okay, so this one came out a little bit different. Okay, different clamps. So, what we're going to do now is I have to make another set of legs. Okay, so it has to go on there. So what I got to do now is clean up my mess. And I'm not going to let you guys, it's going to take me a while to set up and do what I got to do, but thank you guys. God bless. Thank you for watching the Dutchman's Woodchuck. I'll be on later when I get to the cleaning up my mess and stuff, and then I'll show you what I'm doing next. Thanks, guys. Feel free to subscribe, leave me a message, a comment. If I do something right and something wrong, feel free to message me on that. Whatever you float your boat. Okay, guys? Now, the one saying, I've got to change this though, but one thing I tell you guys is, if you're not being creative and making sawdust, you're not doing anything. Get off your butt and do something. Get off the phone, get off the internet, get out there and be creative. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. God bless. Talk to you later.